By 2016, a single Venezuelan bolivar was worth less than the paper it was printed on. What makes this collapse unique isn't that it happened. Economic crises occur everywhere. It's the speed. Venezuela didn't spiral into chaos over decades. In less than 5 years, the currency lost 99.9% of its value. A country that once held the world's largest proven oil reserves couldn't feed its own citizens. Understanding how this occurred requires looking at the decisions made long before the first currency note became worthless. Venezuela's oil wealth created a dangerous illusion. For decades, petroleum revenue funded government spending without requiring productive industries elsewhere. When Hugo Chavez took power in 1999, oil prices were rising. The government expanded social programs dramatically, subsidized food, housing initiatives, expanded healthcare. These weren't inherently destructive policies, but they were built entirely on the assumption that oil prices would remain high forever. Then oil prices collapsed. Starting around 2014, global crude prices fell from over $100 per barrel to below $40. Venezuela's government revenue evaporated, but rather than adjust spending, policymakers chose a different path. They simply printed more money. The central bank accelerated the money supply. When you flood an economy with currency without corresponding increases in goods or services, prices rise. This is textbook inflation. As inflation worsened, the government imposed price controls on basic goods, milk, bread, cooking oil. The logic seemed sound: keep prices stable for ordinary citizens, but price controls create shortages. If a bakery can't sell bread at a profitable price, it stops baking. Producers either left the country or stopped producing. Shelves emptied. People stood in lines for hours hoping to buy basics. The controls didn't stop inflation. They made scarcity worse. International sanctions added another layer. Restrictions on Venezuela's ability to trade and access global financial markets limited the government's options for borrowing or stabilizing the currency. Whether these sanctions were justified or counterproductive remains debated by economists, but their effect was clear. They reduced Venezuela's economic flexibility at precisely the moment flexibility was critical. By 2018, the bolivar had become nearly worthless. The government introduced a new currency, the digital bolivar, then redenominated the physical currency multiple times, removing zeros to make numbers smaller. None of it reversed the collapse. Hyperinflation doesn't occur because of a single mistake. It's the result of sustained policy choices made under pressure, each one seeming rational in isolation, but collectively catastrophic. The human cost was staggering. Millions of Venezuelans emigrated. Those who remained faced malnutrition and medical shortages. The economy that once generated wealth couldn't produce the basics. This wasn't inevitable. It resulted from specific policy decisions made by specific people, responding to real constraints, but choosing paths that amplified rather than contained the crisis. Venezuela's collapse offers a case study in how economic systems fail. It shows the danger of depending entirely on a single commodity, the unintended consequences of price controls, and the velocity at which currency can lose value when confidence erodes. The story isn't one of external enemies or natural disaster. It's about how institutions and policies shape national outcomes. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. If you're interested in how geopolitical and economic forces reshape nations, subscribe. We explore these intersections every week. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.